In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
One way in which our media product had used forms and conventions of real media is by having a lead female actress. While the group had to research different film openings, we discovered that the female actresses are seen as very vulnerable and weak, such as in Taken and the others. Our genre was a horror/thriller. The genres themselves are very broad, so we decided to bring these two genres together and create it into a slightly romantic, mysterious thriller to make our storyline more creative and unique. We researched a lot of movie clips on our opening, and we couldn't find a specific one that related to ours as it was so unique. Throughout filming, we made sure the type of actions each character did related back to their genre, such as both characters in the first shot are holding hands, and throughout the clip, trends are picked up that these two have some sort of connection. The male character's role is developed throughout the clip as a forceful, arrogant individual, as you can see him dragging his girlfriend around the graveyard. We made sure that his dominance was seen straight away within the clip so the audience could collectively get an idea of the characters' personalities. In the film Taken, the father, played by Liam Neeson, is a very dominant male. When action scenes are rolling, such as the final scenes on the yacht when he is fighting the men, he is very precise and accurate as an assassin. But Europa Corp in Taken 2 has slightly switched the roles in the movie between the father and the daughter. As you can see in this clip, Liam Neeson is tied up in a little cell and his daughter is being an action-based character. Because of how successful both Taken 1 and 2 were, when they were brought into the film industry, we wanted to make sure we had the same twist and converted characters' roles within our clip. As you can see from the clip, Susan is glancing at the shovel, which is the main prop that creates the role switching between the two characters, so we wanted to make sure this shot was very creative and developed because it was one of the main scenes of our project. Moving on to the romance element of our film, it is seen as very mysterious, as you can see from the two characters' feelings upon each other. They obviously have some sort of disagreement with each other, as you can see from this shot, with the male character pushing his girlfriend away from the grave and being very forceful with her. This creates an idea for the audience on the two characters' love life for each other. Thriller genre movies always have some sort of crime element to their movies, so in our clip we connoted the typical thriller genre and created a murder scene within our opening clip, so the target audience, which we collected via SurveyMonkey, could analyse our clip and be able to apply the genres we set out to produce for our opening movie. By challenging real media product conventions, the audience analysis of each character completely changes and generates a twist within the opening clip. Because the clip was focused on the male and his dominance over the female character when the roles were switched, through a lot of planning we generated the idea of the female character switching roles and becoming the dominant, powerful character rather than the male.
What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? When deciding on who should distribute our film, we as a group came up with lots of different distribution companies, and we sat down and discussed what distribution company we were going to use, and after a while we decided to use the Warner Brothers. There are two reasons for choosing Warner Brothers, and the first reason is that they have created a lot of films which are slightly similar to ours in terms of genre. We classed our film as a thriller, and Warner Brothers has released many films of that genre. They have distributed films like Gravity, Man of Steel, The Dark Knight Rises, and Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. These films contain certain elements that we have for our film opening that make the genre what it is. In thriller movies, usually the antagonist would have a secret or a past that shaped him into taking revenge, and we have taken that idea on board and created our characters to have a similar effect. The second reason we chose them as our distribution company is because their distribution company has made a lot of money, and this implies that they are very successful. This was an important point to consider as we would like our film to be successful. We also would like to go and be successful. Warner Brothers was not our choice straight away, so we had to do some research on different distribution companies like 20th Century Fox. At first we thought 20th Century Fox would be our distribution company, but after some research we decided it wasn't the distribution company for us. If we were to make the whole movie, we would like our film to be distributed on a large scale, and also it wouldn't be an independent movie as our aim was to market it as a blockbuster. Another distribution company we looked at was Hammer Films. We thought that It may have been our distributor, but decided against this one as well. Hammer Films distribute films like The Women in Black, The Curse of Frankenstein, Dracula and The Mummy. Our film, however, does not contain any specific aspects such as these, and it doesn't deal with certain issues that these independent movies deal with. Our film is more about a simple storyline and does not address issues that these smaller independent movies do. Who would be the audience for your media product? The gender for our target audience would consist of both males and females. We conducted a survey online on SurveyMonkey, and looking at the results, we found out that the thriller genre appeals mostly to people in their late teens, typically the ages between 17 and 20. From this data, we gathered that our movie will be aimed at mainly this age. However, we decided that this is not the only age that enjoys the genre, and this genre also appeals to the mature audience too, people who are aged 25 to 40. Due to this, we decided that we would have elements in our movie which would appeal to the older audience too. We decided to keep our movie easy to understand for the slightly younger audience so that they would get a grasp of what the genre is and what the movie is about. We also decided to have two characters which are both male and female so that the movie attracts both the male and female audiences. One of our main reasons we use the thriller genre for our movie is that there is no typical genre for this movie. Whereas males are usually attracted to action films and sci-fi, and females are usually attracted to drama and romance genre. However, the thriller genre is suited to both genders, which would attract a larger audience to our film. The props we used in the film were not very conventional, such as a gun or a knife. Instead, we used a shovel, which we thought would be unconventional and suit the mise-en-scène and the surrounding that the characters were in.
How does your media product represent particular social groups? One social group our group represented were females. Our film opening at the beginning showed females to be weak, as she has pulled and dragged by a male character, but towards the end the role switched and the female character seemed to dominate the male character. However, our character is not an average woman, so it would be hard to say that our film opening represented women in this particular way. Another way that our group represented a particular social group were men. We have represented men in a subversive way. Normally men would be the ones telling the women what to do, and women would be the ones relying on the men. However, our media product shows that men are reliant on women and believe women are key essential to solving problems and resolving issues. This then makes men seem less powerful, and this represents women being more important than men. Also, our characters both support the challenge the typical stereotypes of particular social groups created by previous popular horror thriller films. Even though more recently actresses and other ethnicities have taken lead roles in action movies, there is still a white male dominance in the view of heroic characters, and there is still a perception of women being damsels in distress or just the hero's love interest. We have challenged these stereotypes by using an Oriental female as our lead actress.